Picture this, it's 2024, you're looking through every possible game library that you own, trying to find a new game to invest your time and your efforts in, but no matter what you come across, nothing seems to take your fancy. You spend hours mindlessly scrolling through game after game, YouTube recommended videos and Google searches, only to stumble upon a YouTube video that confirms you're about 20 years late to something that you've only ever heard about but never actually played. That game being World of Warcraft Classic. Growing up and only being able to have access to a laptop that my dad had from work, I rarely had the chance to play PC games, and when I did, I spent the majority of the time on either RuneScape or Far Cry, never really experiencing much of anything else unless it was on console. So after doing some research and looking into the differences between retail, Wrath of the Lich King and Classic, curiosity finally got the better of me and I decided to load up Classic and see what all of the hype was actually about. It's actually here where our video begins. The unconventional World of Warcraft. As always guys, if you enjoy the video, drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Take care.
Right, thank God he shut up. I thought for a second he never would. Today we start our journey with our hero Galiner in Coldridge Valley. This is where it all begins, so sit back, tighten your breeches and grab yourself an ale, 'cause shit's about to get spicy. So it turns out some ginger fella has been lurking around asking people to rid some wolves in exchange for some fingerless hobo gloves.
Watch your back.
I don't really see the need for our adventurer to get blood on his hands the minute he steps foot in this new town. But killing animals in exchange for coin and treasures seems perfectly normal, and our adventurer could do with some gloves. So you know how it goes. As our adventurer continues, he cannot help but feel a little bad for the poor bastards. I mean, did they deserve this? Who knows? One thing is for sure, Sten will be most proud of his accomplishments, but at what price? I mean, our hero didn't know him 5 minutes ago, and now he's chopping up wolves like it's a barbecue. Right, left, take it to the head, take it to the head. That's what I'm talking about. It's like watching a magical Tyson in the ring with a big wooden stick. You just love to see it. Anyway, I digress. Back to the skin leather purge.
I can't use that yet.
Hours pass as the onslaught continued, not a single fuck given by Galiner. Just the fixation of a new pair of gloves to keep him warm in these treacherous conditions. A quick rummage through his bag to equip some wares he stole from a child he kicked in the face mistaking them for a wolf. And on his merry way he goes to tell Sten his quest has been victorious. But wait, alas, could it be? A fine damsel, more beautiful than anything he had ever seen before, her blood-soaked hands glistening from her recent kill, would look kinda nice with a new pair of gloves, our adventurer thought. Anyway, no time to stall. If fate should have it, we will be reacquainted.
Great to meet you. Off with
He
you.
might be a
Safe
dodgy-looking
travels.
bastard, but the man knows how to keep a promise. Meat and a pair of gloves. Sten is more rewarding than our adventurer had once thought. Maybe it would be advantageous to assist with another project. Now either our adventurer looks like Hedwig, or he has a Royal Mail symbol on his tabard. Either way, it looks like he is working for the local post office today, as King Gerlox has requested he take some letters to his lust vendor who goes by the name of Talon. Galiner isn't one to procrastinate, so off he fucks with his new gloves, and a twinkle in his eye for the sort he met what felt a lifetime ago. Psst. A young dwarven man lurking in the shadow of a piss-stained
Great to
conifer
meet you.
beckons our adventurer over. Turns out the ops have been in town and Belier caught a swift one to the jaw whilst trying to escape. He asks our adventurer to try and catch them lacking, and in exchange he would give us some snow boots or a cape and a hearty handshake. As it may be clear,
Good.
our adventurer did not touch down in Coldridge with appropriate clothing, and therefore accepts this gesture to acquire more goods with the hopes of some home-cooked food, even if it is from a piss-drenched doppelganger of Sten. It takes 0.5 seconds for Galliner to be sidetracked by something shiny, and he decides to make a fucking beeline for what can only be described as a kinky sex dungeon for leather daddies and fair maidens in iron cladding. There is home-cooked food though. Our adventurer decides to grab a ham jabon and stuff it up his sleeve, all whilst making sure not a single fuck was given. He threatens the leather daddies at the entrance with a swift roundhouse into the near brazier, and this is enough to put them on edge and look the other way. Now, I thought Belier was a few screws short of a toolbox. But this is just depressing. Our adventurer takes pity on what's left of his hairline and hopes for greener pastures. He, in no way, shape or form, feels an instant connection.
Greetings.
Galliner approaches the strange fellow who goes by the name of Marik and
Alrighty
accepts the
then.
notion to learn
Very
some
well
new
then.
spell crafting
Very good.
techniques. That will show the Dole office, he mumbled to himself. The more Galliner spoke to Marik, the more he realised this strange man had a lot to give. From now on, he will call him Sensei and he will teach him the way of the mage. First things first, our adventurer must obtain the stolen spell scribes from the local crack fiend and return them to Marik in exchange for a lesson in magical prowess.
Very well then. Off and away.
What can I get for you today?
Galliner knows this next quest will be a testament to his strength and ability, so before heading out, he decides to sell the stolen items he peeled from the cold corpses he earlier slain. They won't
Off
be
with
needing
you.
these, he protested. Success is all in the preparation, and our adventurer knows that shedding this weight is essential to the success of him being able to hop your mam's fence and steal her undies. At least this is what he would have done in a past life. Now reformed, Galliner longs for the life of a hero. An unconventional one, but a hero nonetheless. After a long walk to the other side of Coldridge, our adventurer stumbles upon Tallinn,
Watch your
the
back.
sex vendor. He decides to make small talk whilst weighing up whether his 6-foot stature would be a problem to dispose of if things were to come to blows. After a couple of minutes, Galliner decides
Watch
that he
your
hasn't
back.
got enough work already and
Interest
asks
gonna
Slender
fight.
Man if he needs any lackey work doing. First wolves, now boars, our adventurer is starting to think these people are opposed to the RSPCA. Little does Galliner know that these boars
Up
are
with
charging boars that inflict pain into the village people and must be stopped by mass genocide. Light work for a man of his talents. Let the boar bloodbath commence. Wait, could it be? As a wise man once said, if it looks like an op, smells like an op, then it must be an op. Our adventurer makes haste toward his target, getting ready to make his move. He lets out an almighty fireball into the withered fuck's headpiece, making sure he felt the force. Pussy hole. That will teach him to fuck with Belier. Our adventurer proceeds to hunt down everyone in the vicinity. Is anyone safe? To answer, no. After finally paying tribute to the almighty guard Fist first questions later, our adventurer heads back over to Tallinn, the tall glass of milk, to hand over the boar skins and reap the rewards for his hard work. As usual, most of this equipment is a bag of piping shit, due to my proficiency with the item, so off to the charity shop it fucks. As Galliner ploughs through deep snow, he realises an encampment close by where he can take shelter and use the restroom to alleviate the turtle head that has haunted him for the past 3 miles. Our adventurer approaches a gout-ridden man who looks about 6 shades whiter than opaque and close to his 5th heart attack. He soon realises that this is Grelin, the man he was supposed to deliver a letter to on his rounds as postman fucking Pat. He hands over the letter asking politely, "Is there anything else I can do for you?" Famous last words if you ask me. Course there fucking is. There's something in the air, something Galliner has never felt before. I mean, popping ops and suplexing boars and wolves are one thing, but a 14-troll massacre, well, that's something else. A heavy pressure bears down on our hero, so he clears his head in the only way he knows. He gets as pissed as a newt. You see, back at the encampment, Galliner also met another peculiar man who trusted him with his ale and asked him to transport it back to the sex dungeon ready for their piss party parade. Fuck that for a game of hide the sausage. Our hero deserves this.
See you soon. You got my attention.
Between drinking his ale, lying about it, and not having to fucks to rub together, Galliner tells Durnan to suck a skinny chode and hot-tails it out the door, still holding
Watch
onto
your
the
back.
tankard the ale came in. Focused, our hero knows what he must do. It's time to create some widows. After a long, strenuous fight, Galliner was victorious and made his way back toward Rumple Foreskin, aka Grelin. He informed Grelin that, apart from the newly formed voices in his head, blood-soaked gloves, and indefinite nightmares, the quest to end the Ops bloodline was complete. After taking a few moments to G-check some loiterers, Galliner decided to get his head down for the night. It's here that we leave our brave adventurer. Will he make it through the night? Probably fucking not. He has no sleeves on his top and is asleep on the snow, the daft twat. But in some twist of fate, Galliner may rise again.